tailoring the requirements to what we need versus what we want, or what we think we want. That's really one of the keys to any kind of an activity. Is you need to have clear requirements, lay out clear expectations, but not dictate what it is that they have to do, unless in fact you need to dictate. But 9 times out of 10, we don't need to. We need to send cargo to the International Space Station. We need to return cargo from the International Space Station. We needed to do it to protect the environments of that, but we didn't need to specify that you'd use a rocket that launched from the Cape, or a rocket that launched from Wallops, or an air-launched vehicle, or a vehicle that had wings. Those were things that the companies could decide on their own and work their own business case for. At the end of the day, what we needed to do was send cargo to the space station, and we need to return cargo from space station. And in some cases, we need to throw cargo away from space station in trash. So we needed to keep things from a very top-level perspective and look at what our objectives are, our top-level objectives, and then decide after that what do we need to keep our own assets safe. So we needed to then specify how the cargo had to be handled and treated, but we didn't need to tell them how to do that. We needed to make sure that it wasn't vibrated excessively, and so we need to establish environments for those cargo. With respect to approaching this International Space Station, we needed to make sure we had requirements in place that would protect our asset, being the International Space Station, and the safety of the crew. So we needed to establish what those requirements were. So we had very detailed requirements in those areas to protect our assets and to protect our personnel. So those are the places that we needed to focus and get very specific about them with what the requirements were. But even then, we gave them the flexibility of how they were going to fly in, how they were going to do the approach. But we made very specific requirements about when they had to stop and how they could approach, what their interface requirement would be, how they would be berthed with the space station, what the grappling requirements were, how the arm would reach them. We had to be very specific in those cases. But in the handling of the cargo, we could step back and derive and give them requirements on environments and how things to be treated. So we needed to look at, what did we need? What was our objective? Top level, we wanted cargo to and from the space station, and to keep the International Space Station safe. Those were the things we needed to keep and be clear on. And as long as we were clear on what those expectations were, let the companies go off and derive their own business case and decide how they could best fit that and fit our needs into their plans.